if you put too much of anything on, it's not good.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
We are with our very good friend, somebody who we love very much, Bobbi Brown.
Yes. You know what's so crazy about Bobbi?
Oh, there's a list.
When we first had her on, like the very first time, I was such a fangirl because I was obsessed with her makeup for years and years and years, and I couldn't be here. And remember I called you, Elvis, and I was like, I can't believe you're going to have Bobbi Brown on, and I'm not going to be there today. And now she's part of the damn family, and I get to hang out with her. It's the coolest thing ever. I love it.
Hi, Bobbi.
Hey guys, how are you? Made my week, let me tell you.
Aw, we're happy to have you here, and we have probably 1 million questions for you about building brands, about how successful you've been, especially, I mean, your brand is now popping, and we love it. Danielle has like the entire thing in her purse at the moment.
Oh,
the entire line.
I just love the fact that this year she opened a Jones Road store. Like, you know, she's been creating the new line and everything, and then she's like, oh, I'm going to open a store, and it's doing so well.
You know what? It's nice when you have a husband who happens to have rental space and he says, do you want it? And I said, yes. And that's how the location was picked and the size. But now we're doubling because it's done so well. There's lines out the door sometimes.
Oh, that's fabulous. We're so proud of you. Wow.
Oh, thanks.
Without doubt.
And honestly, it's my team. It's the girls that run it day to day. My brand new makeup artist. They're amazing.
Where are these stores? If people are, the first store, where is it if someone's looking?
The only store. It's in Montclair, New Jersey, actually across from the Corner, which is one of the great little like restaurant spots in Montclair.
Mm-hmm. When you said the Corner, I was like, which corner?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Not the corner I grew up on, I don't think so.
Just drive around. You'll find a corner and there'll be a store there.
So we know that you have a new podcast with us on iHeartRadio. It's called The Important Things. Would you like to give us a little bit of insight as to what it is?
Sure. This podcast is really about change and what has changed within you, especially during the pandemic. Our first guest was and is Gloria Steinem, who talked about all the, the important things to her and what matters to her the most. Our second guest is Amy Snyder. Amy Snyder, who was the reigning champ on Jeff, became friends with her. I gave her a makeup lesson, and she's our second guest.
That's so cool. Oh, my gosh. My mom loves her. My mom's like, I want to be friends with her. For some reason, lots of people want to be friends with her because she just seems like such a nice person.
She's awesome. She's a really cool girl.
So
she's engaged now.
I know. I saw that. Good for her. Congratulations. Yeah. So to you, when your podcast is called The Important Things, what are the important things to you that you want to talk about?
I have to tell you, it's a lot of things have not changed for me. My family, my health, my family, my friends, number one, and especially the friends that are family, if that makes sense. Like those are really the important things. And I working at home was not easy, but like everyone else, the difficult things you throw away. But I just think things that used to be that matter so much and were so driving me crazy, they're just not important anymore. And I kind of let them go. And the important things are doing what I love and, being there, doing what makes me happy.
Now, you've been doing this, for a while, and you have this empire. What keeps you going? Because at one point I would think you could say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to relax now. I'm going to go get a house somewhere.
Not her.
Relax. What keeps motivating you to keep going all the time?
I get bored really easily. If I literally have a second off, I think of something new I want to do and try. And it's kind of always around work, between work and giving back. And it's really the main thing is creativity. I love using my creativity and I love using, not my business side, but when there's something that's not going to work, I like to figure out a way to make it work. Like, I just love that. And by the way, I don't play golf. I don't play tennis. I'm not a lady that lunches. And what else would I do? I don't even know.
We love you. It's Bobbi Brown hanging out with us on International Women's Day. We're talking about everything that she's got going on, including Jones Road Beauty, which how long has that been out now?
Jones Road, I launched the day my 25-year non-compete, a week before the presidential election. So last October, a year ago, October. So this October will be 2 years, and we've gone from like 4 employees to I think we're over 16, not counting the freelancers. So it's definitely growing, and it's in Montclair, New Jersey. It takes me 2 minutes to get to work, and it's just a nice balance of intensity and having time for myself.
So one of the things that I will always credit you with, and I love you for it, so thank you in advance. From the moment I met you, you said, Gandhi, you need to get it together and start a brand. And it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go. And I did it. And now I have an art business, and I owe that to you. I really appreciate you giving me that little boost of self-confidence that I could do something. But more importantly, to other women who are looking to start a brand, because you obviously have and have done it well, what are some of the tips that you would give them to just get it going?
Well, first of all, what is it? You have to figure out what it is and why for you personally. So I'm going to use an example that I've used millions of times before. Let's just say you wanted to make a hot sauce. Yes. And let's just say you wanted to name it Baby Hot Sauce. Okay. So what do? You say, what do I like? What is not out there? What can I do? And you make it in your kitchen and you put it in a bottle. And then you say, how can I use my artwork to put a sticker on, a label on? Oh, this is amazing. This is so cool. It feels like me. And then you show it to people and they like it and they want it. And that's how you start a business. And then you put it on Etsy, or you sell it on Instagram, or you go into your local food store and say, do you want to have my hot sauce? And that's how you start a brand.
So funny how we are so locked into the fact, in our minds anyway, that we have to make things complicated. Otherwise, they're not going to work, when it's actually the opposite to be so true. Mm-hmm. Right?
Elvis, it's totally true. The thing that I'm really, I think, do well with is I'm so naive. When things get really complicated in my brain, I can't focus anymore. And so I simplify them. I've always done that because I'm like, what is he really saying? Like, I used to translate, big marketing people and being like, okay, all he's really saying is we got to, charge less and sell more. But it takes like 3 days and a lot of meetings and a lot of consultants. I'm like, we didn't need that. So I'm really simple. And if people kind of take it down a notch, I think you can get it done.
We are our own enemies.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But see, now I would like to do a shoe brand, come up with some kind of a shoe, but that, to me, that's not simple. Like, that's not just, you just don't, here's a shoe. Like, you just don't do that.
You just answered your question. To you, it's not simple.
It's not.
To me, it's really simple. You have a giant platform. You are loved. There is someone out there listening who has a shoe brand, who's struggling, who says, what do we do to get, cooler shoes and better things? You might even get a phone call from someone that says, will you do a line of shoes for us? Or will you do a Danielle times so-and-so shoe? You throw one thing out, and if it sticks, then you do it again. That's really the easiest way.
How more simple could it be?
That's very simple. People, call us.
That's why when things get complicated, call Bobbi Brown. She'll simplify.
Yeah, she'll get it done.
Simplify everything.
Nate has a question for you.
Yeah, I do. Question from a man. Sorry, but for a woman. Yeah. My now wife Heather is obsessed with you. Okay, and when we found out
wait, is that because I stopped her and I said, when are you going to make him marry you?
Yes.
Partly, okay. But it's also because of what you built. And when I found out your age, actually, the other day, I was shocked, right? Because you don't look like that, first of all. Now my question. Sorry.
Oh my God. For 76. Actually, guys, I am 64 years old.
Don't look it. Okay, so now the question.
I could do this. Yes. Can you see what I'm doing?
She told me never get I said I'm going to get Botox. She goes, don't you dare. You know what's going to happen? There'll be a mistake and your face going to freeze.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what's wrong with lines in the face? Anyway,
yeah, nothing. You started your brand when it was arguably harder for women to do that, right? Mm-hmm. So how has it changed for women in the time since you started your brand? Do you think it's easier? Do you think there's new challenges? Are there things that are popping up that you never had to deal with, or are things being eliminated that make it easier for women to start their own brand?
Wow, this is such an elevated question. I love it. So I do, honestly, when I started, the hardest thing for me was being a new mom and trying to balance being a makeup artist in the fashion industry, being fabulous, with working with, corporate people, with balancing with my kids. It was really difficult. It's certainly easier for me now because, number one, it's okay to have kids. It wasn't okay when I was a young entrepreneur makeup artist because you didn't want people to know that that's really who you are, living in the suburbs and having kids. So I think it's easier now. And there's so many more like new companies out there that, yeah, it's okay to do it. And it's okay to have a side hustle. You can have your jobs that pay you money and start something on the side. That's called a side hustle. So no, I think being a woman now is so like, it's expansive. There's nothing you can't accomplish when you put your mind to it.
Speaking of that, does it shock you that you are a viral sensation on TikTok?
How bizarre, first of all, how bizarre. It came from a phone call with, it's nice to have friends in powerful places, but my son, Cody, who's our head of marketing, and Gary V and myself had a little Zoom talking about content. He said, stop what you're doing, put everything down, go hire teams and companies and people to do TikTok. And so we put the phone down and I picked up my phone and then I did a TikTok. I didn't hire anyone. I didn't have teams of people. My son, Cody, put it up for me and it went viral. And then the next one, so I have a couple of the things are like 8 million, 7 million. And honestly, the women that were commenting on my TikTok were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, thanking me for giving really simple advice. Like they didn't want to see me dancing. Okay, they didn't want to see.
I do.
You have seen me dancing. It ain't pretty, but
I think it's awesome, and we are always having like a TikTok debate. Who's gonna do it? And I think that you have done wonderfully with that. If people want to follow you on TikTok, you are at just Bobbi Brown.
Yes, and honestly, our sales, it kind of quadrupled the sales right away.
Wow.
Now I apologize for the out of stocks. We're just trying to catch up.
Oh my gosh.
What a problem to have.
What an awful problem.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, we have to ask a makeup question. So going into the warmer months in a lot of areas, right? What is a skin tip that you can give everybody?
Well, first of all, make sure that you don't over moisturize. I'm someone that believes in really moisturizing for dry skin. But if your skin is on the oily side, don't over moisturize. So, because do it at night, but not during the day. And a lot of people that use the Miracle Balm will say, it feels a little sticky on my face. You know what I say? Use less of it. If you put too much of anything on, it's not good. But just pay attention to what's right for your skin and just do the right thing. But get a Miracle Balm is my suggestion.
I love the Miracle Balm.
Yep. And you can get it at jonesroadbeauty.com.
Yeah, you can. And we're also in about 10 or 11 Credo doors. So that's the only place that you could actually touch the pencils.
I love that Miracle Balm, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes I overdo it.
Your face doesn't look sticky today.
I don't have it on today.
Elvis, I need you because the powder bronzer is in development. So I need you.
I tell you, there's the Bobbi Brown, the original Bobbi Brown Elvis Duran bronzer. Yeah. They still sell it in China, or is it Japan?
Yeah.
I mean, all over Asia. Yeah. It still sells out.
Wow.
I'm like, and you know what? Never signed a thing. Never got a penny off it.
Damn.
Hey, it's not too late, babes. It's not too late.
Hey, before you leave, are you doing 92nd Street Y soon?
I am.
Okay.
I am. That's on the 30th. Yes.
Yeah,
in person. First in person.
If you're in New York City, the power of the talks at 92nd Street Y is just immeasurable. Without measure. I don't know. And if Bobbi Brown, who's interviewing you, by the way?
Fern Malice, who is, like an amazing woman who really founded Fashion Week.
Wow.
Nice.
So do a search for 92nd Street Y, Bobbi Brown. She'll be there. And you know what? I love you. We all love you so much.
Aww.
We love you.
I know. When am I going to see you? I miss you.
I'm right here. What's the problem? I'm not real anymore. I'm just living Zoom. I'm just living a Zoom world.
Aww.
We love you,
all
Bobbi.
you guys.
Love you.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Bobbi. Thank you.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.